Hi, Wangju. Welcome to our beautiful campus. I don't think it's raining now, so at least we started the day with the beautiful weather. And those of you who are frequent visitors to our campus, welcome again. And in case we have some out-of-state visitors, please take the time to enjoy the beauty of this campus. Well, first, I would like to welcome some of our esteemed guests. All of you are esteemed guests, but some are important to the university, formally as well as personally. And let me begin with the Honorable Chris Dawson, our governor. And you know, the governor has been introduced, but there's certain other aspects that you would not know. Very few people know. The governor is the visitor of the university. So that's a historic position. And the tradition goes something like this. When the university is in real trouble, the visitor steps in. We are delighted to have the governor visit us frequently, but not for problematic areas, for good purposes. There is that little personal gratitude I owe to the governor in his previous role. I was appointed before COVID set in, and by the time I was ready to come, W was shut down. And the legislation that allowed some exemption did not have education as a sector. So I don't know how the then commissioner pulled it up, but actually he personally allowed me to come. And I'm grateful for that. So every time I see him, I remind him of that. Then I would also like to acknowledge our minister. The minister has many, many portfolios. In short, if you look at his portfolio, I just call him our ministers, universities minister, research minister. And although we haven't kept a track on it, I suspect that Minister Dawson would be one of the ministers who would have visited our campuses. Those of you from other campuses can probably testify to it. Certainly, you know, he's more frequent visitor to our campus than other ministers that I can think of. So Minister, thank you very much for your commitment to the cause. And he's also a visionary leader. So what he described is very exciting. And the beauty of that is actually, I don't think I had to spend any time trying to convince the minister the potential for that innovation hub. Actually, it was his leadership that is going to bring all of those pieces together. I also want to celebrate two groups. They involve all of us. Volunteers. Reference was made to volunteers. As I get older, I realize that the most valuable asset I have, and you all have, young and old, like I, is time. The time is something that is so important. And those who give their time generously are really very special people. Because, you know, you can choose to use your time to do so many things. So those of you who contribute to studies like this and volunteer in other aspects, I salute you. So second group I would like to acknowledge is supporters. Obviously, governments are very important, so Minister, thank you for your support. But we also benefit from generous support from our community members. This university was founded by community members, led by our founder, Sir Winthrop Hackett. So he was a visionary, and without his vision, we would not be here today. Along with that, he established the first endowed chair at this university at a time when the concept of a research chair just did not exist in this country. So that was in 1911, at the time of founding. So that chair in agriculture, there have been many holders. The chairholders went on to making outstanding contribution to our agricultural sector. So I don't have time to tell you about all of them, but we are delighted to have the governor and Mrs. Dawson see some of the fruit of their work and their successive work at our working farm in Pingelly a couple of months ago. So the list continues. The study that we celebrate today, and we're going to learn more about, is named after rain. And many of you know that Mary Rain was one of those great philanthropists in our community. And in 1957, she established Rain Medical Research Foundation. And since then, that foundation has contributed to supporting young scholars who have gone on to becoming senior scholars and made numerous contributions. So I'm delighted that one of the project RAIN Foundation supports, Medical Research Foundation, is RAIN Study, obviously, very obvious connection there. So in 1957, UWA's medical school came into being, not because of government funding. Community leaders saw the need for the state to have a medical school. At that time, before that, we need to send our medical students to Adelaide to get training. And so the medical school at UWA was founded by community members through philanthropy. So that's 1957. So fast forward, I know there are many more philanthropists here, so I apologize because I haven't met all of you. So let me acknowledge the McCoskers, Malcolm, Antonio McCosker. They have been supporting through their foundation many causes in our community and my university for sure. And their latest contribution is the establishment of a chair in citizenship. So that will continue to provide leadership in terms of getting our young people to grow up as citizens, through a motto of, if you will, ethos of service to the community. Since the foundation of the center, it has impacted 3,000 of our students who participate in various community activities through community organizations. So already we can see the impact of that. And seated at my chair is Elizabeth Perrin, representing the Stan Perrin Foundation. Those of you who pay attention, the foundation announced a major grant for the Kids Institute, the old TKI. And what I'm really delighted about that project is not only the exciting research that will happen, we will get 3 endowed chairs funded through that program, matched by the university. So that will provide that continuity. So the work that will come out of it will continue in perpetuity. So the way the work is continuing for RAIN Foundation. Last group I want to acknowledge, of course, are our scholars. Many have contributed. I'm glad the founders are here. So just power of ideas. Somebody thinking about it 35 years ago, getting it going, and all of us benefiting. Actually, it's humanity benefiting. These sort of studies take time. So all of you who have contributed, I thank you immensely. And the last one, a little bit of, if you will, celebration. I'm proud to see all of our universities on that slide. And we need to do more of it. It's the power of collaboration, as the governor was suggesting. So I'm delighted to have my colleagues from other universities, not only within WA, but also from outside of WA, collaborating with us. The more we can do this sort of, participation, collaboration, the better outcomes we'll get. Well, enjoy the rest of the proceedings, and I'm pretty sure you learn a lot more about the work of the RAIN study. My notes are full of it, but I'll be repeating what you'll hear later. So I decided to skip my notes and share some of my other thoughts with you. Thank you very much.